Don't live a life or standards at the expense of another person. Ukukwereka ma standard in for a boyfriend uensha motoka. The first thing now ask yourself, what car is your father driving? Because how do we expect? Hallelujah, church. You know, yesterday we were driving with my wife. I think somewhere we passed Nipa, and then I gave my wife a story. You know, we used to come and have supper when I was doing my public administration course. We used to come and have supper at Nipa because there was a cheap cafe there. But I was telling her, the unfortunate thing I saw is that the young girls were being picked by older men, old enough to be their fathers. These are the people and I was saying, do you know the reason they are doing this? They can't relate with their young boyfriends. How do you expect a boy who is 25 years old to drive a Prado, 25 years, to drive a Hilux in Zambian context? How many boys will manage to drive that type of a car? It is possible for some man at 50 because they have worked throughout their lives. You cannot compare these two. If you want, be faithful to that young boy. In the passage of time, when God blesses you, you will reap from your labor. From your sacrifice, you will eat from there. No wonder these are sisters are sleeping with older men because for them they want luxury. They have no patience to stand with this little boy, to finish university, to hustle after university, to get a job after university, to get promoted after a job. They have no patience. They are interested in the product and not the process. Hallelujah. And one thing I like is I don't sugarcoat this. I used to tell my daughters in church. I know there's that girl here. Mavis, she's coming from Katete, this girl. I don't sugarcoat this when I'm talking to girls. And I pray that God gives me grace. I raise my daughter like this. Never to depend on a man. Begging for handouts from older men. Begging for handouts from young men. For her to survive. We must change the narrative of how we raise the girl child. Hallelujah, church. So young girl, if you find a boyfriend, be grateful. Who can even give you a 10